Okay, so before we get into the meat of the video here, I did kind of want to point this out and show you because I'm sure some people might not notice it. I don't really know. So Ricky Carmichael has been added into the game as an AI that you can race against, but you can also select him as one of the pros. They have the Ricky Carmichael rider and the RMZ 450 Factory Edition replica bike. It is freaking awesome. I was gonna use Ricky Carmichael for this video, which makes sense, but I was just gonna throw him on a stock RMZ 450. But when I was going to select that, I did notice that this was here. So obviously we're gonna choose this, and it's really sweet. It's really cool. It actually comes with the DLC if you purchase it. It's not sold separately, it's just in the game. So we're gonna use this for the rest of the video, which makes sense considering this is the goat farm. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right on into this, checking out one of the supercross tracks. We are gonna run 2 laps here, and then we will switch over and run 2 laps on the other supercross track, 2 laps on the motocross track, and then 1 lap on this track that it basically outlines the entire compound. Now, I'm somewhat familiar with the compound, but I'm not sure. There is this track, like I just said, that runs around the outside of the compound. It basically outlines the compound. I'm not 100% sure if that's actually there, if that's something that they added into the game. It very well might be there, but I really don't know. I do think that they did say that the trails, because there's some trails that run through the trees and around the track and through the track and just kind of all over the place. I do believe they said that those trails weren't actually like that. That's not part of the replica part of it. That's something that they added in for gameplay's sake, I guess, just to add more to it, which is cool. I like it. I'm sure there's some people that are gonna be all bent out of shape that, oh, it's not 100% a replica. It's a video game. Everything else about it is pretty good, and this is just my opinion, okay? If you don't like it, that's fine. But I do believe that they added the trails that are in the game were not actually at the goat farm. That's something that they decided to add in. But this first supercross track, I'm trying to remember. I think this is the one that, so you can kind of see to the right there was like some big loops there that aren't part of the track. It's just like an area to mess around. It's a free ride map basically. So this first supercross track was fun, but I think the one that I enjoyed the most was the second one. The second supercross track, which we're going to be jumping to here in just a second. This one, I don't know. It was tougher, and there was more line choice here. There was like these, I mean, you could go for some huge lines that maybe didn't make sense, or you could elect to go the more realistic route and stuff like that. And it's really easy to overjump some things. Like, I believe this finish line was pretty easy. No, I think it was the other finish line. I wasn't paying attention. So if you take the insides, it makes it less annoying to overjump all the time. And so, yeah, I don't know. There's just quite a few different ways. I think this rhythm section, I think you can quad this. I think you could quad triple that. I don't know if I ever actually do, but I think that's a possibility. This is the only one that really seemed to have that supercross triple too. The other one didn't have the supercross triple, and then the drag is back, step on, step off, into a double, over the whoops, and that's it. Now these whoops, on both the supercross tracks, the whoops were like really tough. Even if you got a really good run, they were really tough. That feels like that's something that I guess MX versus ATV is kind of trying to go towards. It felt like they were kind of doing that with the arena cross tracks, where the whoops were getting really, really tough. They weren't as easy to just get on top of them, and there was just these little bumps and you didn't even really notice them. It feels like they're actually trying to make them feel more like whoops, where they slow you down, and if you don't carry the speed or dip down into them or something, drop your front end into it, it's gonna cost you. I really feel like that's something that they're trying to go for. So I like it. I know some people might not, but you know, I do. So we did get that quad out. Sweet. I don't remember doing that. This is the second lap, and then we'll switch over to the motocross track. And I think that track is the one that I was most excited about. I mean, of course, the farm in general is something that I've wanted to see for the longest time. You know, we had everybody, I think I asked this question 3 months ago in a video. I did a video of DLC I wanted to see, and oh, here we are. This is the motocross track, which is probably my favorite part, or one of my favorite parts. But I was asking what people wanted to see, and they kept saying, oh, I saw a bunch. I want to see the James Stewart compound. I don't want to see the James Stewart compound. I don't want to see the James Stewart compound. We've had the James Stewart compound in a live Supercross Encore, like in Reflex, someone made this sewer compound. I mean, the sewer compound is everywhere, and I love the sewer compound, don't get me wrong, but I'm tired of the sewer compound. I wanted to see something else. I know some people said they wanted to see Blake Baggett's compound, Chad Reed compound, Cooper Webb, whatever, but I wanted the goat farm. Like, that is something that I've wanted to see for the longest time, and I guess to finally have it is really awesome, and I feel like they did a good job. I mean, I feel like everything about it is the goat farm, minus I'm not 100% sure about that track again that outlines the entire compound. I don't know. Maybe it's there, maybe it's not. I just don't know. And the trails. And there's these. Since you in free ride you can collect these red gears. You see them while we're playing. They did make these little. They're not really freestyle ramps. They're just like little itty bitty ramps that you can jump off of to jump on top of the buildings and stuff like that. If you're familiar with like Encore or Live, you could jump up onto the house or the garage and where like the payloader and the bulldozer and stuff was. It's just like that, but it's really easy. It's kind of where the trails are. Maybe you'll be able to see it because I do run some the trail area, but I don't really go over like specifically, I guess, the ramps that you jump over and stuff like that, more the trails. Now, another thing that I do want to mention is I feel like I love playing this game in third person. That's just how I like playing moto games in general, is in third person. I feel like with this compound, it really, really, really demands to be played in first person. And at the end of the video, I will show you some first person gameplay. I probably won't be talking over it anymore, but at the very end, I tack on a little bit of first person gameplay so you can see it, because I feel like the textures, the way the track looks, the way the terrain deformation feels very similar to how it is in the new Arena Cross DLC. If you've played that or seen that, I did a video showing the terrain deformation, but it feels like that a little bit more so. And in this track, the National, has these pre-made ruts already, and they hook you. They actually hook you pretty good. Now, I struggled to get in them, but you'll see, I think on the back half of this motocross track here, it has a lot of pre-made ruts already, and then you can dig even deeper in them. You can kind of see it in that corner a little bit. It's really well done, and just the track itself feels, if you go to the ranch, okay, the ranch is like something that everybody likes to hang out at. I feel like the dirt and just the textures and everything are really smooth. This feels rough when you look at it. You just look at it. If you look at it, it looks rough. It looks rough, and it's rutting up nice already. And I rode a few laps before doing the video. Okay, yeah, I did. But still, even before I got on the track and did a lap, it looked rough. Looked really rough. And I don't know if you saw it. I love how they had his water truck in there. The detail on that baby was like perfect. It looks just like the water truck. So it was like little things like that you can notice that are obviously at Ricky Carmichael's compound here, the goat farm. So just really well done. I don't really know what else to say. Some of this stuff, like this little table here, is really easy to overjump. That's why I go for the inside line. So I think they balanced it. I know some people are always gonna try and carry all this speed around everything and you'll be like upset that you're over jumping stuff. Well, quit taking the outside, take the inside. It works really good. The only track that I felt a little bit weird was the track that outlines the entire compound, which we will hop over to here as soon as we finish this lap, which is about over. That track, it was fun, and that track is, again, one of those that I feel like put that thing in first person and it's a blast. Since they've adjusted and updated the first person camera to where now you can adjust the height, the distance, and stuff like that, I think definitely the trails and this track right here benefit from that. Now, I know I'm going to run this in first person, but it definitely feels better I'm running in third person, but it definitely feels better in first person. The other thing about this track, since again I said I don't really know if this is actually there or not, I would assume it is because this isn't really part of the trails. This is a track. This doesn't really feel like the trails, but unless they count this as the trails, I don't know. But let's just say it is there, okay? If you know, let me know in the comments. Sorry if I don't know. I'm not like, I don't know everything, okay? I'm sorry. But I feel like this it doesn't feel like the trails compared to what I will show you in a little bit, what the trails actually look like. And the funny thing about this track is it really kind of works both ways. We're going around it this way, but if you turn around and head the other way, it works pretty much the same. It really doesn't feel like it makes much difference. I mean, if it's realistically there and this is how you're supposed to go around it, great. But it actually can be, you can go around it the other way just about as good. I know you can go around every track in Freeride backwards, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's made like that. This track literally feels like it was made to go around both ways. You know what I mean? It's really weird. It just, the jumps and the landings feel the same. I mean, they don't feel, it doesn't, usually I can tell. I don't know, I can't remember a time when I came across a track in a game, whether it was a custom track, a DLC, or just a new game in general, where I got on the track and was like, whoa, okay, I'm not 100% sure which way we're supposed to go. You can just usually tell what the landing is and what the takeoff is, but I don't know. This track was a little bit different and didn't really feel like that, and so I don't know. Again, I'd be curious to know if this is actually part of the compound or not. It feels like it should be. Feels like it is. I feel like the only thing that was added was the skinny little trails, which you can kind of see. I think you might have been able to see some already, but don't worry if you haven't. We jump over into that here after we finish this lap. But this, I mean, I don't know if you can, like, the only thing I've done with the goat farm so far is free roads. So I don't know about time attack, if they split all these tracks up for time attack, or if the goat farm is like strictly just free ride, or if you can race the supercross tracks. I mean, someone was asking me, can you do free ride multiplayer? Yeah, of course, you can free ride multiplayer, and I'm sure it'll be like that with the goat farm, but will we be able to race the tracks? Will we be able to race the supercross tracks, the motocross track? Will we be able to race this track, or is this just mess around in free ride? No, we're not. We're not actually gonna run like time trial or time attack, whatever. I'm curious because I haven't checked that. I guess that's something I should have checked before doing this, but I didn't. I didn't check until, or I never checked. I never thought about it until now. And then that's the lap. Here we are, and hop over to some trails. And this is just something really cool. I mean, when people were guessing what this was, they're like GNCC or Endurocross or whatever. People were guessing that like crazy, and I think that's because what they teased was just the bike in the middle of like a forest. I mean, it was just in the tree area, so it looked like that. But this, I believe, is not part of the replica goat farm. This is just something they added, but it's sick. I like it. It's really cool. And then, like I mentioned, we put this in first person. It looks really cool. And I don't really know how far they go. I haven't really messed with them. It kind of feel like they run into the track a little bit and then, you know, whatever. But my overall opinion on this is that, and remember, I'm playing on PC. I don't have it on console. I'm playing it on PC. It feels good. It looks good. The motocross track, I believe, was done. I believe the supercross tracks were done really good too, but that one motocross track in particular was done so well. The way the dirt looks, the way the track looks, it looks like it was prepped, but it still looks really rough. There's like water and like this glare. It looks rough. They have the predetermined ruts there already that kind of grab you, but yet with the new terrain deformation, you can kind of dig into them even deeper and deeper and deeper. It looks really good. I know there's some things where it feels like you're over jumping all the time, but you can take the inside line and then it's not really a problem. You're not really over jumping stuff. So overall, the compound is great. I mean, if you really like the Arena Cross Track DLC, I really think you're going to like this one. I really think this is going to be something that people enjoy, and I'm so glad to see that they decided to go a different route other than the James Stewart compound. I mean, again, I love the Stewart compound as much as the Knicks guy, but we've had that in 3 straight games, a live Supercross Encore. It was time for something new. So really good stuff. I believe this releases on the 13th, September 13th, I think. So yeah, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. Let me know in the comments what you think and how you feel about it. And again, if you know if that one track that runs around the outline is actually part of the compound. But I'm gonna let this play for some first person and just let you enjoy it. But you guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. And until the next video, take it easy.